Hello, this is Kanata. It's April 18th, 2015. I'm speaking to you from the territory of the Republic of Kanata, the lawfully established common law republic that replaced the former Dominion of Canada. Now, this last week, the Provincial Council in Winnipeg released this public reclamation order. It's issued by the High Court of Justice of the Republic, and what it states is that all of the property and the assets and the records of three convicted criminal bodies, the Anglican Church, the United Church of Canada, and the Roman Catholic Church in Canada, all of these property assets and records are forfeited, and they're seized by the people and reclaimed under the law as partial reparations for the crimes of genocide committed by these church bodies and the cover-up and crimes that continue under the same bodies. These corporations, in other words, are legally nullified, and they're declared to constitute a threat to the public safety of Canada and Kanata. Therefore, any citizen of the Republic, all 1,200 or more of you who have taken the oath of allegiance, and anyone in Canada can lawfully seize the assets, seize what's in the collection plate, because it's money being put towards a criminal body, and that's not allowed under international law. You can occupy those churches, open them up to the poor, to the homeless. You can arrest the church officers, and you can get into the church archives and go through the records, because there's evidence there of the ongoing crimes against children. Where these children who died in residential schools are buried. Who's responsible? That's evidence in a crime, and it needs to be in the hands of the people and not allowing the criminal bodies to continue to sit on that evidence. So that's why the reclamation order has happened. The order can be obtained through any of your local organizers with the Republic, or just by writing to republicofkanata@gmail.com. See our website, kanatarepublic.ca. It's appropriate that we announce it this week and start this reclamation movement, because 10 years ago this week, on April 15th, 2005, there was announced in Vancouver, Canada, what was called Aboriginal Holocaust Memorial Day, a day in which these three fallen brothers took part, and they gave their life to bring out the truth of what happened in these residential schools, what happened to people like Vicky Stewart here, a little girl 9 years old who was killed at the United Church School in Edmonton, hit on the back of the head by a woman called Ann Kiniski, murdered for not coming into school fast enough. Official death record, tuberculosis, but 2 eyewitnesses saw her murdered. 50,000 or more children like that lying in the ground all over Canada. Not one person ever brought to trial or even indicted under Canadian courts for any of those crimes, nor will they ever be, which is why we've set up the Republic of Kanata and its courts to prosecute these criminal bodies. Now, these three fallen brothers who took part in that Aboriginal Holocaust Day, they are some of the people who made this revelation happen in Canada, where the churches and government had to finally admit that, yes, tens of thousands of children did die. Not just died of natural causes, but were murdered, exposed to tuberculosis and left to die, starved to death, raped and tortured, used in experiments. All of that documented online now, itccs.org. William Coombs at the top here saw Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip take 10 children out of the Kamloops school in October 1964. William was to come to London in 2011 in the spring to give testimony. The week before he was to get on that plane, he dies of lethal injection at the St. Paul's Catholic Hospital in Vancouver. Bingo Dawson here, just below him, took part actively in protests and occupations of churches in Vancouver as part of our movement. He was beaten to death by 3 Vancouver policemen. Official cause of death, alcohol withdrawal, even though there was no alcohol in his blood, according to the toxicology report. And Ricky LaValle saw the beating by the Vancouver police. He dies of a blow to the chest the next year. All of these murders happening, all of them can only be avenged by taking action now, by stopping the institutions responsible and disestablishing them. That's what we're doing. We have an obligation to do that, not only to the fallen, but to the children tomorrow who are going to be actively trafficked by these same church bodies. We know the Anglican, Catholic, and United Churches in Canada are trafficking children as we speak. We know they provide children under their auspices for child raping networks, so-called pedophile networks, experimental programs. We know they help corporations dispossess Native people of their lands and resources. It's happening today. These crimes have not stopped, nor will they till we disestablish these churches, seize their property and assets and records which show where these crimes are occurring. Now, we're beginning a tour over the next 5 months, from May to September, across Canada, but also going all the way to Rome and London to the source of these crimes, and then back to Washington, D.C. to protest and attempt citizen arrest on Pope Francis, who is a chief actor in these crimes as well, Jorge Bergoglio. That will all be occurring over the next 5 months. You can be actively involved by writing to us at republicofkanata@gmail.com, kanatarepublic.ca, and also every Sunday listen to more instructions and information at our Radio Free Kanata program every Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time at bbsradio.com/Radio Free Kanata. We have to keep faith with the dead and fight to the death for the living. Brothers and sisters, carry it on. I thank you.